We back at it again. Oh my God. Oh my God. That's what Drake said on a song at one point. I think, probably. What up, y'all? It's your boy Illingsworth. I'm back again in Invisible Media Studios. Am I saying that right? Invisible Media Studios. Invisible Studios. I'm here in Invisible Media. I'm in here. Okay. That's how we got. That's how we get down. I got a little bit of the sniffles. Don't worry. I just took a rapid COVID test before I came up here, and your boy is negative. Not in mindset, only in testing. Okay. So I'm good. I'm not. I'm only spreading regular germs on all of their equipment. All right. I'm here today for another episode of Eternal Invite in the new space. We're still warming up. We're still evolving. As you can see, we got these stickers on the mics with my face in a real colorful configuration. Cause we do it up. We decorate. That's how we get down. Yeah, it's been an interesting week. But I watched a bootleg of the Ant-Man movie. I apologize to you, Paul Rudd. I apologize to you, Jonathan Majors. Though I know names of other people in the cast, I reserve my apologies for those two gentlemen and no one else because I don't care that much. I love a good bootleg. And this wasn't even a good bootleg, but it was good enough. Shouts out to Name Tag because Name Tag sent me down this path because I was thinking about like, oh, when will I go eventually see the Ant-Man movie in theaters? And then he sent a bootleg link to the movie. I'm just snitching. I mean, but that's what podcasts are, right? Podcasts are just like snitching, monetized snitching, outside of the legal system. Snitching on myself, snitching on the homies. Anyways, yeah, we got a group thread going with a decent number of Michigan MCs essentially. We got the homie Self Says in that thread. Name Tag is up in there as I already said. All of Detroit City is in there. So we got Rufio Jones, we got Sean Uppercut in there. I'm in there. I don't really say a lot on the thread just because my phone already be having enough stuff going in and going out. I might pop in on that thread every now and again to like heart something or make like a little comment. But I usually just like peek in and see what the homies is talking about. But yeah, Name Tag dropped a bootleg link on there. So I was like, oh shit. You know what I'm saying? He recommended this bootleg. Let me see if it's like good enough quality to like be able to disregard any randomness. But then I also was like, I already got a bootleg site that I go to, so let me just look on there and see if they got it too. So I went on my bootleg site and found a cam version that had these weird like poker ads on it. It's like at least two spots where like this weird poker ad like interrupted the entire cam version of this movie. But then it just went back to the movie or whatever. So before I continue, because I guess that's what we doing now for this podcast, since I only got a limited time, I'm trying to be up in here, is we gonna do some spoiler laden Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania movie review discussion, whatever you want to call it, okay? And as a matter of fact, I'm gonna do this real quick. I'm gonna get stupid. I'm gonna fuck up my whole shit. I'm gonna call Rufio Jones real quick. I'm gonna just see if Rufio Jones has seen the movie. If he's seen the movie, I'm gonna make this fool talk over the phone. Let's see.
What's happening?
Rufio Jones, right now I have you on speakerphone on the reboot of Eternal Invite. Not the reboot. It's just a continuation. It's not the reboot.
Right.
We just got this set now that you'll see soon enough once we're able to get you in here. I'm gonna ask you real quick.
I love those words.
I'm gonna ask you real quick. Are you busy?
I'm currently walking up and down aisles at Myers, so no.
Gotcha. Okay, you're currently walking up and down aisles at Meyer. Have you seen the new Ant-Man yet?
I have.
You have? Oh,
Yeah.
shit. You mind having like a spoiler-laden mini discussion right now?
Laden, sure.
All right. So, again, for any viewers looking at this shit right now, spoiler-laden. Okay,
Four of them.
we not pulling no punches right now.
Okay, I'm with it.
Um, First off, I haven't shared with the podcast yet my feelings about the movie or any of the acting yet.
Right.
Um, is there anything you want to say about this movie just from jump that comes to your mind?
Just right off the wig, Jonathan Majors is Kane. Like well, that ain't that's he's good. As the big and the next big bad, I'm with it.
He is
Um,
good,
yeah, I am. I'm still a fan of Scott Lang and his hijinks. He makes me laugh.
no doubt.
Um, the the movie was fair for the most part.
Mm-hmm.
I enjoyed the comedy in some parts.
Mm-hmm.
Thing I found myself not liking specifically is how many times they got out of the being captured. Like it seemed like about 7 different times they were able to break away from their captors, and it just really annoyed me.
Like they shouldn't have been that skilled enough or lucky enough to get away that many times.
Exactly. It was like it seemed like every maybe every 20 minutes you would get a shot of Michelle Pfeiffer or whoever, and
Mm-hmm.
then you would see the next shot would be them taking a glance at a gun or it's something like that, and then they would go for the gun, and I'm like, come on, man.
Yeah, like why do people like in the quantum realm have like the same goofy weaknesses as like somebody like in the regular world would have to just be like unaware of their weapon or be like a
Yeah,
buffoon around captives?
correct.
Like
Yes, that's all I'm asking.
that is a little goofy. That
It was
is a
like
little goofy.
the stormtrooper nature of everybody was it was really upsetting me.
Right?
Um, and there was another thing. This isn't a bad thing, but like when I saw the commercials of that thing with the glowing glass head, I
Mm-hmm.
actually thought that was I thought that was Miss Minutes, and to find out that it wasn't was a little disappointing. Miss Minutes from Loki.
I don't think I watched any of the trailers. Who did the glowing glass head end up being? Was it that goo person?
So no, that's the thing. It wasn't actually anybody in particular. It was like it was just a new character that was in the quantum realm. But
Oh, okay.
just the color and the fact that it was like a glass head, I assumed it was Miss Minutes from Loki, and that's why you don't make assumptions.
Well, we know that Miss Minutes will be back. Shouts out to Miss Minutes.
Yes, indeed.
Because
Very strong.
because we got another season of Loki coming.
That's
You know what
right.
I'm saying?
And,
So
and that is my favorite one of all the shows that were placed on Disney Plus. That is like still by far and away my favorite.
yeah, I think I'm gonna have to agree. And it's probably worth a rewatch before season 2 starts. You know what I'm saying? I
Yeah,
also enjoyed the Loki joint. Um,
yeah,
Man, I'm feeling a lot of what you're talking about Quantum Mania, man. I think one thing that I'm thinking about right now, and I'll ask you, is like, okay, Jonathan Majors did excellent as Kang. Like
yeah.
I love his acting during the moments where he's like, before he like fully plays his cards, is like, yo, I'm also like this like murder machine.
Like I'm very scary.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, his very calm, deliberate delivery. I even saw in this one interview where he was talking about like how he was coming up with the character or the character's attributes as far as like how would somebody talk if they like knew every language? You know what I'm saying? Like how would this person speak
Right.
just in general conversation? And I thought that was an interesting question to ask oneself in like trying to tackle this type of role where you got this like multi universal time traveling conqueror person.
Right.
Um,
And especially after we've already seen him in a different role as the same person, if that makes any sense. So like
yeah,
he's very distinctly different from He Who Remains. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, that is very dope, and that's a very dope thing about like acting in general. Like
Right.
it shows. It's another thing that shows, a part of his chops
Correct.
as an actor. Um, as far as like the character itself in the movie, a thing that I'm finding interesting, or not finding interesting, but it's something that I'm starting to question or think about is like, okay, you got this dude who can go to multiple universes, go to various points in the timeline. He mastered so many forms of technology.
Right.
Okay. Now we have to say, or we have to think like, okay, like he brings that same knowledge and mastery of technology to his armor. From what his suit of armor displayed, I feel like he was not god tier enough.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because let's take a character like Iron Man, for example. Do you think that Kang's armor or his armaments that were on his person, do you think that they were iller than like the illest shit we've seen from Iron Man thus far in like the MCU?
Well, I will say, the armaments maybe not, but the fact that he was able to use said armaments to lay waste to like seemingly an entire drove of enemies was pretty cool, and to see what he did to Scott Lang and Cassie Lang when they were in the jail cell together. Like, all right, he's out here thugging. You know what I'm saying? So, I respected that. But to your point, I kind of agree with you where it's like, I don't think he should have lost.
Yeah, dog. Yeah, dog. Like, really? Also,
it's like, it's like I understand that it's for for the purpose of showing more Kangs or whatever. But like, I don't think he should have lost, dog.
Yeah, I don't think so either. Even on this tip, right? This is another thing I was thinking about, maybe like a couple days ago or whatever, right? So like, take Iron Man, right? Iron Man in his suit can still hang with various fighters due to his own training as a human being, but also by being assisted by his suit. You got this time traveling guy, Kang the Conqueror, who they made it a point to show us like, oh yeah, he's also swole too. You know what I'm saying? My man had the arms out. He's also swole.
He's a bruiser.
It's like
he pieced him up.
He did, dog. But like, I feel like even on that note, like as a regular human, like his piece up abilities should have been off the charts still. Where like Scott Lang shouldn't have even really been able to like hit him on some regular shit.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, you got this dude who, again, an interdimensional time traveling conqueror who just fights niggas and blow, dog. And I'm about to go on a tangent too, because that was funny, dog. When like he like suited up towards the end and was just blasting people.
Yeah.
Because again, like I enjoy the way he was able to turn his acting as far as like the intensity for like those scenes where he was actually in combat. Because it was like, oh, you can kind of see like the monster coming out, like the evil that makes him a threat. Because it's like, he's just blasting people, bro.
Yeah,
it
was indiscriminate.
Bro, he like, yo,
it's like, if you're too close to me, you gotta die.
You gotta die. It's an infinite number of timelines and universes. Y'all don't mean nothing, dog. It was truly like that, the way he was blasting people, dog. Like you said, indiscriminate.
It was all, and the fact that he still was like doing it in a measured way at first, where he's like, look, I'm just trying to like,
I want my ball back.
I'm trying to get to where I'm trying to go, and y'all say no. That's why I'm mad. Like, it ain't no real beef.
No,
it's just you in my way. And then he was like, you know what? Fuck all that.
Yeah.
Everybody got guys.
I'm gonna just beat your ass and blow niggas up.
Yeah.
That's how I feel right now, dog. But like, even on some like not his suit not being juiced up, dog. Like, he should have still been just beating my man ass and taking no punches, dog.
Right.
Like, Scott Lang shouldn't have even been able to hit him with a jab. He should have been getting this shit parried all over the place, dog. Like, straight up.
So that then, if you look at it a different way, gives you a little more respect for Scott, because he was able to sneak in a couple, even though he was eating punches. He was
That's real.
Was swallowing teeth.
That's real.
You know
That's real. I will say, Doug, like Paul Rudd in this movie, I feel like I don't I feel I almost feel like there's no it almost felt like there was no real protagonist POV in the movie. I feel like I don't know, I feel like this is about Marvel movies in general now. I feel like the point of view of the protagonist becomes less well developed as these movies go on, and it almost kind of feels like following a video game character
Right.
from like beginning to end in some kind of in them just like achieving a goal or whatever. Because like I think Paul Rudd is a dope actor and like a funny dude, but I feel like any actor's abilities don't get used to their fullest extent in Marvel movies at this point. Except if you're the villain, maybe. Like if you're the villain, you get to like really, flex your shit. Because in a way, like, and people have said this before differently, but like a good villain is like the hero in his own story, and like
Absolutely.
they have like real motivation and like a real, uh, uh, goal that makes you kind of understand. Like, okay, like I see why you would do it like this or whatever, and
Right.
Definitely in the case of Jonathan Majors, as far as his acting goes, I feel like he portrayed that well. We don't entirely know what Kang's full motivation is, even though I think
Right.
like with some of the Loki stuff, they may have hinted that it might be related to like what's the lady Ravina or what is it, Renslayer or something like that.
Exactly. That's exactly right.
You know what I'm saying? Like that, that I think in the comics, like that's his love interest, and
Correct.
Potentially there may be something where like she dies or dies through multiple universes, and maybe that's what's motivating him to be on some like I gotta conquer all the time to save my bitches.
Which I get. I am also a boo boo and bop and roll fan.
I gotta
So
save.
I get it.
I gotta save her through time and universes, dog. I gotta save her, dog. That's some ultimate Captain Save him shit. My man
Yeah,
said
through all time, yeah.
all time, all universes, like
Always.
all the pimps are crestfallen. They're like, what are you doing? What are you doing,
the funny
brother?
thing is, like that. I mean, that would actually make the most sense. It's like the sole reason I'm doing all this is the most kernel of reasons.
Yeah. And again, it's a motivator that like anybody can understand, right? Because everybody knows what it feels like to experience love. You know what I'm saying? Whether it's like receiving it or when that shit disappears.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Niggas know the depths and the heights of what that emotion can bring you. I get it if that's where they go with it. Cause as I'm just thinking about it on some random shit, I'm like, what else could it be? You know what I'm saying? Nothing else really makes sense. Like for bread, no. for just to have the best no. Like none of that don't make sense. Like it would make a lot of sense for it to be like his motivation being like a very grounded human emotion. Cause that's the thing too. Like when you
He's
compare
just a
him,
guy.
yeah, he's just a guy. Like when you compare him to somebody like Thanos, you know what I'm saying, or Thanos, however you want to say it. Like he's not a human. He's a what do you call him? He was something else in the comic books. I don't know what they call him in the MCU or whatever. I think in the comic books he was like a Eternal or some shit like that.
Right, or like a cousin to him or something.
Yeah, like the mutant version of an Eternal.
Yeah.
I think they have a name too. I'm not it's slipping my mind or whatever. But yeah, Kang is just a fucking human. So you can try to talk him up with all of his like, oh, he's lived super long, through technology, he's experienced all these things and blah blah blah. But like at the end of the day, he's still a guy. You know what I'm saying? He still got a boo boo. You know what I'm saying? He might have some technology built in the suit that makes that.
It's like a vacuum.
It goes down the back of his leg and out the sole of his shoe. The doo-doo just shoots.
Maybe that's what those blasts work.
Hey, he recycles his shit into
That's right.
energy blasts.
So he never has to stop fighting.
Hey, bro, dog, that would be ill. I mean, dog, I think about it though. Like, if you were like a master of technology, Why wouldn't you come up with some shit that make it where you never had to stop and sit down and take a shit?
That will probably be your first priority.
Dog, that would save you so much time in your life.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Even though, I mean, you might be missing out on like toilet thoughts. You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes you can get good ideas on the toilet, which I think would be valuable for a scientist. But you know, maybe there's better ways to like brainstorm than being on the shitter. You know what I'm saying? Like maybe if you could shit while you was walking around doing regular stuff and not be bothered, your IQ would just skyrocket on some.
That's right, because your thoughts can continue. This is the dumbest. I'm not going to continue with this.
Oh man, I appreciate you taking it this far, cause I'm almost out of time for how long I was gonna be up in here. You know what I'm saying? Cause I had a late start because I had to take a COVID test before this, which I did talk about earlier on the pod or whatever. But and I got something to do after this, so I gave myself like a hard time limit of a half hour, which I only got about 5 minutes left. You know what I'm saying?
Look how well that worked out.
Hell yeah. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate you picking up the phone and talking to me about this shit.
Oh man, come on, dog. It's nothing.
So you got anything you want to promote or want people to check out?
If you listen to anything that we just said, do the same thing. Like let's all go see the movie and then let's all talk about it later and probably fight about it.
Word
I'm
up.
sure there's a whole lot of discourse one way or another.
Heck yeah.
That makes life fun.
It does, man. Just having a discussion about some stories.
Right.
It's always a fun time. For the people out there listening or watching the pod, I'm talking to Rufio Jones. You can follow him on Twitter at Rufio Jones, RUFIOJONES, and on Instagram at detroitcydi. That's DETROITCYDI for Can You Dig It, motherfuckers.
That's right. That's right. All of that's correct.
You know what I'm saying? That's Rufio Jones at the helm of that account. And you can hit him up on there. Yeah, man. Thank you again. I'm about to hop up off of here and bring this train back into the station. For the viewers and listeners, we're going to get Rufio here in person eventually, and definitely some other guests as well. I'm probably going to get Sean Uppercut in here at some point. But, that man got lots of he got double the responsibilities. Thank you again, Rufio Jones. I'm going to holler at you soon, bro. You have a good one.
You know where I'm at.
For sure.
Holler at me.
Peace, my brother.
Peace.
Wasn't that wonderful? We got a call from Rufio Jones. Or technically, I called Rufio Jones. Thank you, sir, for letting me call you up while we were doing this pod. Yeah, super duper spoilers for the Ant-Man movie. I told you before, if you kept watching or listening before we started talking, you're a fool. You're a fool. And that, that was only the tip of the iceberg, because I think we could have went on for way longer about this movie. And maybe we will in the future. But this is a shorty episode. Anyways, this is Illingsworth, Eternal Invite. If you want to send me any kind of mail or questions or whatever, you can send them to me on Instagram. You can email me at illingsadvice@gmail.com. I'm going to try to do a better job of checking that email, because people be hitting me up on that one for like business shit, and I'll be like a day or two late because I don't be checking it normally. But that's that. Eternal Invite, thank you for watching. Thank you for viewing. Thank you for listening. I appreciate y'all. See you next time. Adios.